Well met by moonlight, dear ones. I'm Curiosity, and this is my jamboree, a firelit gathering for explorers of the uncanny, the frightening, and the hard to explain. Tonight, we spin tales of unlikely salvation and unexplained nocturnal noises. So settle in by the crackling fire, lean in close, open your snacks now so you don't have people glaring at you during the stories. And let's begin. Our first story is from r/creepy encounters, shared by Taz. There's a route I always favour when walking my dog Bella, and she seems to love it too, as she's always dragging me over there. I've never had any problems there. It's about a 20-minute walk. Perfect for when I want to make a quick journey that's still long enough to be good exercise for Bella. A short outline of the journey is going up a small hill, round a small block of houses, and back down the hill and home again. There isn't much light on the path, so it gets pretty dark. And there's a few alleyways, one of which I go down to loop the houses. The sun was down and the sky had gone dark. I hadn't been able to walk Bella before having dinner, so I had to go afterwards. I never like walking in the dark, but Bella needs her exercise, and it would be cruel to skip out just because I have bad timekeeping skills. I was walking my Bella up the hill, and I walked past this man. I'm always cautious of everyone at night, so when I felt uncomfortable as he walked past, I brushed it off as the normal nervousness I get when I walk past people at night. I had one light attached to my bag that contained Bella's things, but it's pretty weak and doesn't go very far. I turned to walk down an alleyway, and out of the corner of my eye I saw the man again. I decided to just keep walking and get this over with as quickly as possible. I'm not the best in stressful situations, and my default is just to blank and panic and keep going without really thinking about what I'm actually doing. I safely looped the houses and came back out through the alleyway, and I find the man from before waiting just to the left. I'm now about to pass out from fear, I won't lie. The man simply stands and stares before taking a few steps towards me. I'm frozen. He says, "Hello, little lady," and I don't remember much else from our talk. I only remember that he started petting Bella, and she kept ducking her head trying to move away from him. Shortly after, I booked it away from there. There's a main road between my path home and the path up the hill that I'd crossed. There's a stretch of no lights before I reach my road, and so I'm walking down it and I'm suddenly yanked backwards into an alleyway, bringing Bella with me. My Bella yelps in pain as her back paw is stepped on, and my wrist almost disconnects from the force of the pull. I'm turned around and met with the man again. He keeps a hard hold on my wrist and stares at me, eyes wider than they should be. His voice is close to a yell, but also feels like a whisper, if that makes sense. He told me to listen closely because they are coming for him. I don't respond to anything he says, and my whole body is locked. He says they're coming, and he can't save us, so I have to trust that the Savior is coming. The Savior is coming to save a few, and if I come with him, I can be saved too. He tells me the choice is mine, to be damned or saved. I don't respond. He says pretty girls like me are to be saved, and he can help me survive. That with him I'll be safe. The Savior will protect us, and we can be happy. The two of us can be happy if we only go to the Savior, but time is running out. He wants to take me with him, but he can't wait long. He wants to save us, but he can't. He must rely on the Savior, and I must do the same. Together we can be saved, if we do as the Savior says. He rubs his thumb over my wrist and smiles at me. Pretty girls like me deserve to be saved, he thinks. If it were up to him, he would save me without the need of the Savior. But he can't. We must see the Savior soon, or it will be too late. We have to go soon. We can go now, but he thinks I might need some time to be ready. I don't respond, and he pats my hand with his free one. He tells me to think about it, and he'll wait for me by the alleyway if I want to be saved. He will wait 3 days before leaving, and I must think carefully. He stroked my head and tucked a hair behind my ear before smiling at me, full of teeth and eyes wide. Then he let go of my hand, pet Bella's head, and walked away humming. I washed my hand over and over again until my skin was raw. I washed my hair until my mother was afraid it would fall out. I didn't like his touch, and I could only find freedom from it when I was washing it off. If I didn't scrub his fingerprints off me, they would stay and cling to my skin, and I couldn't breathe anymore. I did not leave the house for those 3 days, unless someone was driving me somewhere. I did not cross the main road for 2 weeks after this. My father took over walking Bella for the time I would not, and after a month, I started walking Bella again, but I did not cross the main road with her. Every time I pass an alleyway, I always look in to see if someone's lurking inside, waiting for me. There isn't, but I feel like I'll never be able to stop checking. I think we all understand your reaction, OP. I'm glad you're back to walking Bella again after taking a much-needed break. I bet she missed your company. As for the man in the alley, I can only hope he let everyone else he encountered go as well. Our next story was posted by StockCandle9128. For some context, I don't live in the USA, but I was born there and visit once a year. This incident occurred, I would say, maybe 2 or 3 years ago. I visited my cousins in Houston, and it's my first day there. I'm in the guest room drawing, and I listen to music when I hear very faint knocks at the corner of my room. My cousins jokingly said that they think a man lives in the attic, and I brushed it off because my cousins are always mischievous. As time went on, very slowly the knocks grew closer, and I noticed it only when it covered half the distance between me. There was a pause, and at this moment I stopped everything. Then the knocks came at full speed. I got up and got out of the room. Weird walls in America, I guess. I distinctly remember thinking. This was the first encounter, first of many. Over the coming days I'd started sleeping in the same room as my cousin, as it was much more fun. However, one night we were relaxing in the same guest room where I heard the knocks. We were making jokes, and then we noticed the time was really late, 3 or 4 in the morning. We all decided to pull an all-nighter. Then we heard a loud bang. Imagine slamming a door as hard as you possibly can. And that's exactly what we heard. We are all weirded out, because the only people in the house are me, my 2 cousins, my sister, and another cousin upstairs in their room, and my cousin's parents, who were sound asleep. No one was downstairs, and if they were, why would they slam the door? We all go outside our room and are trying to spook each other until we hear something on all 4s running up the marble stairs towards us. We all book it into my cousin's room and lock the door. We hear something run past the room door, and that's it. We all slept eventually. We asked my sister and other cousin if it was them, but they said they didn't hear a thing. My cousin's parents said they didn't hear any banging of any door. My cousins have now moved out of that house, but this memory was always a mystery to me. The sun is rising, and the early birds are fixing breakfast. The jamboree is at an end once more. My thanks to everyone who sent in stories or gave me permission to narrate theirs. Remember, I upload new stories on Mondays and Fridays, so be sure to subscribe and click the bell icon so you don't miss out. If you have any thoughts about the stories I've narrated, why not leave them in the comments below? And don't forget, if you enjoyed your time by the fireside, to consult your map to find the buried like button and give it a click. If you'd like a story of yours narrated, I have a submission form linked in the description, and I'd love to learn more of your curious experiences and unexplained happenings. I will see you soon, dear ones, and until then, may your nights be dark and your dreams just a little curious.